The 1970s, a time of platform shoes, disco balls, and a nascent cultural phenomenon brewing beneath the surface fandom. Before the internet, before social media, there were fanzines. These homemade magazines, photocopied and passed hand to hand, were the lifeblood of early sci-fi and fantasy fandom. They were a space for fans by fans to dissect their favorite stories, share fan art, and build communities around their shared passions. Imagine a world without instant communication. No Twitter threads dissecting the latest episode, no Tumblr blogs dedicated to fan art. Instead, there were these labor-intensive, hand-stapled booklets filled with handwritten reviews, typed-out stories, and painstakingly drawn illustrations. Each fanzine was a testament to the dedication and love fans had for these worlds of imagination. Within these pages, fans explored every facet of their chosen fandoms. They debated plot points, analyzed character motivations, and crafted their own stories within these beloved universes. Fanzines weren't just about consuming content, they were about actively engaging with it, shaping it, and making it their own. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like and subscribe to emgotv1 for more stories. From the humble fanzine emerged a bolder expression of fandom conventions. These gatherings, often held in halls and hotel conference rooms, provided a physical space for fans to connect face to face. Imagine the electric energy in the air as fans, once isolated in their love for a particular book, film, or TV show, finally met others who understood their passion. The first science fiction conventions, or cons as they came to be known, were small affairs. Fans gathered, often in major cities like New York or Los Angeles, to celebrate their shared love for science fiction literature. These early conventions were a far cry from the massive multimedia events we see today, but they were no less significant. These gatherings weren't just about socializing, they were about celebrating creativity and imagination. Panels featured authors discussing their work, fans participated in costume contests, the earliest iterations of cosplay, and workshops provided spaces for aspiring writers and artists to hone their craft. While science fiction fandom had found its footing, a new kind of fandom was about to emerge, fueled by a television show that dared to explore the final frontier, Star Trek. The original series, while short-lived, struck a chord with viewers who were hungry for stories about exploration, tolerance, and hope. Star Trek fandom was unique. It was one of the first fandoms driven by a visual medium, with fans latching onto the characters, the costumes, and the iconic spaceship, the USS Enterprise. The show's cancellation in 1969 did little to dampen the enthusiasm of fans, who organized letter-writing campaigns, petitions, and even the first Star Trek convention in 1972. The first Star Trek conventions were a testament to the power of fan dedication. They featured screenings of episodes, guest appearances by cast members, and of course, plenty of opportunities for fans to meet and share their love for the show. The conventions provided a space for Star Trek to thrive long after its cancellation, demonstrating the power of fandom to keep a beloved universe alive. A galaxy far, far away. Star Wars ignites a phenomenon. In 1977, a film arrived that would change the landscape of pop culture and fandom forever: Star Wars. George Lucas's space opera, with its epic battles, endearing characters, and groundbreaking special effects, captured the imaginations of audiences worldwide. The film's impact on fandom was immediate and profound. Star Wars wasn't just a movie, it was a phenomenon. Audiences lined up for hours to see the film again and again. Toys, posters, and other merchandise flew off the shelves. And of course, a passionate fandom emerged, eager to explore every corner of this galaxy far, far away. Star Wars fandom exploded. Conventions dedicated to the film drew massive crowds. Fanzines dedicated to dissecting every frame of the movie and speculating about future installments proliferated. The film's impact on fandom was undeniable, ushering in a new era of mainstream fandom and demonstrating the power of shared passion for a fictional universe. From fanzines to films, fandom shapes creative landscapes. The 1970s witnessed a fascinating dynamic between fan culture and the creators of the works that inspired them. Fanzines, once considered a niche pursuit, began to influence the very creators they celebrated. Writers and artists, many of whom had been fans themselves, took notice of the passionate discussions, creative interpretations, and heartfelt critiques found within these fan-made publications. The lines between fan and creator began to blur. Some fan writers became professional authors, drawing inspiration from the worlds they loved and the communities they engaged with. Filmmakers acknowledged the influence of fans, incorporating fan theories or even casting decisions based on fan preferences. This symbiotic relationship between fans and creators enriched the creative landscape, demonstrating that fandom was not merely passive consumption, but active participation in the evolution of these fictional universes. This feedback loop between fans and creators fueled a new era of creativity. Fans weren't just consumers, they were collaborators, shaping the stories they loved through their passion, their critiques, and their boundless imaginations. A legacy forged in fandom, from the 1970s to modern geek culture. The 1970s laid the groundwork for the vibrant and diverse landscape of modern fandom. From those humble beginnings in fanzines and small conventions emerged a global community, united by a shared love for stories that transport us to other worlds, introduce us to unforgettable characters, and ignite our imaginations. The passion and dedication of those early fans paved the way for the massive fan conventions we see today, from San Diego Comic-Con to New York Comic-Con, events that draw millions of attendees annually. The internet and social media have only amplified the reach and impact of fandom. Online communities provide spaces for fans to connect instantly, share their creations, and engage in passionate discussions about their favorite films, TV shows, books, and comics. The spirit of those early fanzines, with their hand-drawn art and heartfelt letters, lives on in fan videos, intricate cosplay, and online fan fiction. The 1970s might be remembered for bell-bottoms and disco, but beneath the surface, a cultural revolution was brewing. A revolution fueled by imagination, creativity, and the power of shared passion. That revolution was fandom, and its legacy continues to shape the way we consume, create, and connect with the stories we love.